When I call myself a social software researcher, it means that I'm interested in the intersection between technology and society, insofar as that's at that sort of apex of internet digital space. So right now that primarily means social media, but it could also mean mobile phones, video games, more traditional kinds of software. I'm really interested in the interaction between what a piece of software, like Twitter, for example, lets you do, like what functions it allows you to do, and the types of social norms and social practices that grow up in these spaces. So people are constrained both by what the technology allows them to do, but also what they consider is acceptable online. Cyberbullying is a major concern for parents, educators, and also for young people themselves. So what we found was that teens often use this umbrella term of drama, and that encompasses everything from what adults might see as bullying to sort of harmless jokes or pranks between friends. And by grouping all of these things together under the umbrella term drama, kids can sort of distance themselves from it and sort of save face, but it also means they don't have to pick up the mantle of bully or victim, which are very stigmatized words. So one of the things we found is that if you ask kids about online drama, they'll be like, oh yeah, so-and-so was gossiping about this person and there was this rumor and that. But if you ask them about bullying, they'll be like, oh, there's no bullying. Everyone's really nice to each other. We haven't had bullying since 7th grade. So in order to really make an intervention to understand what's going on, you have to use the terms that the kids themselves are using. And often the best way to get at those is by doing these types of ethnographic projects and interviews that I do. If I was going to give parents advice on how to deal with sort of the brave new world of teenagers online, I would say first that they should have a little bit of trust in their teen. There's a sense that you need to check your kid's Facebook page, you need to look over their shoulder, and we see that oftentimes when parents are very strict, all that happens is teens move on to another form of social media that the parent doesn't know about, which kind of ruins the whole purpose of monitoring. The second thing I would say is talk to your teens. Ask them to show you what it is that they're doing. Don't be afraid of seeming ignorant, because you always will be. I study social media for a living, and my students always have examples of technologies that I've never heard of. And then, just keep an honest line open, because what we find is that often if there's cyberbullying going on, there's usually some form of face-to-face bullying going on as well. And often it's these face-to-face interactions that are more hurtful for young people. So they need social support on lots of levels besides just internet levels. So rather than people being paranoid about what's going on online, there really just needs to be larger levels of support for teenagers' social lives, whether that goes on Facebook or in the schoolyard or after school.